This is me trying to blast an FPV racing drone down a mountain. As you can probably tell from the look on my face, it's pretty intense. This video tells the story of how I built, flew, crashed and ultimately destroyed an FPV racing drone. It's amazing how many times I've crashed this drone. But more on that later. Hello digital friends, in case you are watching for the first time on this channel, I'm learning new skills and trying out different crazy stuff. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you like the video, you won't regret it. Have you ever wondered how such video footage is created? With a jet plane or a helicopter? Maybe a cameraman flying around with a jetpack? Well, almost. These are FPV racing drones. FPV stands for first person view. This means that while flying you wear video goggles that give you the feeling you are sitting in the cockpit of your drone. With this type of drone you can fly more dynamically than with the normal drones and perform flight maneuvers such as rollovers or barrel rolls. Moreover, they reach top speeds of 105 miles per hour. These drones don't have sensors or other tools on board to make flying easy. Everything has to be controlled manually, and if the drone loses the signal, then it's bye-bye little drone. Getting nice shots with an FPV racing drone such as Johnny FPV takes a lot of practice. I mean really a lot of practice and patience. But this video is not about how to get started with FPV or how to build an FPV drone. You have clicked because of the crashes, right? We'll get to that in a minute. It's going to be a crash fest, I promise. But very briefly about my setup. After practicing a while in the simulator, I ordered the DJI FPV set and built the drone that was recommended on the DJI website. If you want to know how to get started with FPV or build one or how to fly it, I've put some links down in the descriptions to channels that really helped me. But now let's jump straight to my first flight and also my first crash. For my first flight I chose a park around the corner. I was totally excited and I couldn't wait to finally take off. Since the drone had survived the first flight, I decided to fly a second time. I felt like I could control the drone a little bit better, but after this turn I was afraid to shave my head off and crashed. Okay, second flight and I already lost the GoPro mount. Oh my gosh, it's terrifying. Right now the quad is just fine and I'm happy I didn't destroy it. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Another day, another crash. On the second day I decided to go to a nearby field simply because there was more room to fly and there was no danger of hurting anyone. I also wanted to fly with my DJI Osmo action camera for the first time, just to get better footage. By the way, this video is not sponsored by DJI. felt really good that day. I flew more stable and got a little overconfident. I did a barrel roll and a rollover, but on the second attempt the following happened. The crash didn't damage the drone, but the action camera came loose and was left on the field. And damn, this field was huge and it was almost impossible to find the camera in this chaos of plants. I searched for 2 hours and then decided to go home, watch the video and figure out the spot where the camera might be. I returned the next day with my girlfriend and she found the camera in the middle of the field. I love you, Josie.
It's back.
Day 3, another field, and yes, you guessed right, another crash. But this time for a different reason, and I really didn't expect that. Actually, everything went great, but at some point in mid-air there was a strange noise and the drone went down. I had not checked the screws of the frame. So it happened that the screw of one of the arms came loose and the prop got into the back of the drone, destroyed some solder joints and finally parts of the frame. I had to reorder the frame and resolder everything. The whole thing took a total of 4 weeks. Pretty annoying. Okay, I admit that sounds a bit dramatic and tiring, but I promise once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. It really feels like flying through the FPV goggles and sometimes you even get really dizzy. I built the drone mainly because I wanted to get the cinematic shots and I think I was able to capture a few beautiful moments. But see for yourself. It was possible for me to make such recordings after 3 to 4 months. Are they as good as the shots I showed you in the beginning? Certainly not. As I said in the beginning, it really takes a long time until you feel safe and dare to do more daring flights. Well, the end of my FPV drone story was quite nasty. I wanted to film a flight in the mountains, so I started my drone and flew it over a mountain ridge. Although the display of the video goggles showed full signal strength, the video transmission suddenly stopped and never came back. The drone crashed far away in the middle of impassable terrain, and there it remains to this day. Together with the action cam and 2 SD cards with the footage of the last 3 flights. So annoying. Since then I no longer have an FPV drone, simply because for my purposes a normal drone like this is more suitable. Again, I'm not sponsored by DJI, but please sponsor me, DJI. Would I recommend FPV drones to others? I think it depends on what you plan to do with it. If you just want the feeling of flying, then go for it. If you want to get cinematic footage like I do, then it means more training, more patience and a bigger investment. I would suggest you start with something inexpensive. The repair costs will be lower, and if you find out you don't enjoy it, you haven't wasted that much money. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like the content. See you in the next video, have a wonderful time and a safe flight.